African.
It's a few days to the Venezuelan elections, and over 800 international delegates from around the world have converged for a meeting at the La Carlota Convention Center in Caracas to discuss the nature of the Venezuelan situation and its electoral process. So a series of activities, however, took place in the last week, which included the convergence of the Global Alternative Conference, which was held at the Simon Bolivar Institute of the Bolivar Theater of Caracas.
Socialism isn't about going backwards. It's about driving the train forward and transcending the problems faced by the billions of people on the planet. That is exactly what the World Social Alternative is. The World Social Alternative is a plan to transcend the problems of the people.
It also included a public education workshop which was organized for the election observers to help them understand the nature of the Venezuelan electoral process.
This is my first time here in Venezuela, and this session that we've just concluded, I think it was very important in terms of the information that was shared as it relates to the electoral system. The information given basically gives the assurance that the electoral process is, I'll quote what one of the presenters said, it is fraud-proof, and it basically gives confidence in terms of what the electorate can expect on voting day.
And then the closing ceremony of the political campaign activities in Venezuela, which without any doubt has been peaceful.
And I was completely impressed with the level of detail and the way in the election process here in Venezuela. It's completely fraud-proof. I've never heard such an efficient and just technologically sophisticated way of making sure that democracy is real, because every single person's vote counts. They've got all of these different backup mechanisms that make sure that votes can't be faked, that people can't vote 2 or 3 times, that you can't change up the electoral machines, that all of the kinds of things that people in the United States worry about, oh, they used mistaken software, or they did this, or they did that. They've thought this through here. And so they know they've got so many backup checks that at each step, they can make sure that every party that's involved is part of recognizing and seeing transparently exactly what has happened.
Deputy of the National Assembly of Venezuela, Diosdado Cabello, urged the international observers to disregard any negative narrative put out by the West towards making the Venezuelan government unpopular, and the strides made by the Venezuelan people towards self-reliance in the face of several sanctions. According to him, this does not reflect the reality of the Venezuelan people, who stand united in the face of struggle. For him, Venezuela will not succumb to the machinations of US imperialism or any force that threatens to infiltrate its political process, while adding that peace will prevail and Venezuela will win in the end of it all. We picked the thoughts of the Executive Director of the Simon Bolivar Institute for Peace and Solidarity, Carmen Navas-Reyes, on the false narrative being pushed by the opposition, and here's what she had to say.
So this is a process that is very, very transparent. It's also considered by the Venezuelan people who participates in the elections. That is a really quick process that also takes 3 tests with the electors testing the electoral machines in a real simulation of the electoral vote. So for this reason, we believe this is an unfounded narrative that is trying to question the Venezuelan elections without any objective or real base that can be proof. For all of us, the Venezuelan electoral process is one to be trusted, and we want to transmit that to all of you, our brothers and sisters from Africa.
So for Vice President Delcy Rodriguez, this election is critical to putting an end to the vessels of the West in Venezuela, and the people of Venezuela shall renew the choice they made 6 years ago in protecting their sovereignty. She also added that the people's participatory democracy of Venezuela shall always prevail.
Esta elección se constituye en una elección primero que reivindica el derecho del pueblo venezolano a elegir, a ejercer la soberanía popular como está contemplado en su constitución.
Jorge Rodriguez also called on all present to defend the truth about Venezuela with their voices and hearts. According to him, there is a seeming attack against the Bolivarian revolution which must not be allowed to prevail. So many attempts have been made by external forces to discredit the results of the upcoming elections. But in the face of all of this, the people's participatory democracy of Venezuela shall continue to prevail. This is Pan-African Television special coverage of the Venezuelan elections. Reporting live from La Carlota Convention Center, Makiza Latifa.